Going on YouTube? So a while back I said I was going to do a video testing a couple of catch cans here. So I do have the Billet Technologies catch can and the other catch can that was made by Rain's Precision Motorsports. So I was going to go ahead and get this installed today. That way we can kind of start testing, but I ran into a problem that I want to talk to you guys about. So, in most cases, built catch can is not going to be too much of an issue. Basically, goes through this valve here and back to the intake manifold, and basically what it's doing is venting excess pressure from your crankcase through this line and then putting the pressure back into your intake. And through the crankcase, with the pistons moving and everything like that, you end up with the oil kind of misting into the air, and as it vents out, oil will actually go through here and go into your intake manifold, coating the inside of your intake manifold with oil, and then whatever other oil actually makes it through the intake manifold actually goes into the engine and gets burned off in the pistons with the gasoline and everything like that through combustion. So I guess it works, and the whole point of the catch can is to filter that oil out of that air so it doesn't go into the engine and get burned off. And that way it is a cleaner burn, improves longevity of the engine and everything like that. But in my purpose here, I have a supercharger, which then goes and puts pressure, or builds pressure, so everything's running under boost. Max boost for me is about 7.5 pounds. So then if you're going through here, you got 7.5 psi on this side versus the crankcase pressure on this side. And I don't know how much pressure is running from the crankcase, and that's one of the tests that I kind of want to do before I install this catch can, is how much pressure is coming from the crankcase. But if you look at this just on the surface, if I have 7.5 pounds of pressure here, I don't think there's a check valve on this side that would prevent air going back in. So if you're pressurizing this side, you're actually pressurizing your crankcase as well. So, like I said, I don't know, maybe there is a check valve in here that prevents back pressure going into the crankcase. That's something that maybe some of you guys out there already know, whether it does or not, but that's something that I actually want to test. Because if that's the case, if I'm running a catch can that in theory is supposed to take the excess pressure from the crank and go in, and the catch can's going to sit right here, and it's supposed to go through here, catch the oil, and then the pressure goes in here. But if this is pressurized, we then have a reverse flow, and technically under boost, so anytime you're accelerating or anything like that, you're not catching oil, you're just pressurizing your crankcase, and I guess that's probably not good. I mean, I guess right now it's just this hose right there, and so I'm pressurizing it anyway if there is no check valve. So then the question comes in, does Billet put a check valve in here? Because I know the one that RPM is designing is a different system, and it will have a check valve preventing any back pressure going back towards the crankcase. So is there a check valve in this catch can that prevents that? And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's an upgrade if there's a check valve in here. That way I should put this in here to prevent the crankcase from getting pressurized. So without getting too technical on testing on whether or not there is a check valve in here, I'm just going to simply blow in both sides and see if I can blow through the catch can itself. So air's flowing through that, no problem on that side, which would be the intake side, so that's expected. This other side over here is going to be the side that would be pressurized from the intake manifold. So there is no check valve. There is no check valve in this. So that makes the question, is this really even doing anything in a boosted application? And you know, we all know that it does do something in a naturally aspirated application, but does this actually do anything in a boosted application? And if it does do anything, it does do something, how efficient is it? So now that we have the added question of, is there a check valve here? There is no check valve here. Is it going to do anything if I hook it up here? I don't think I'm going to install this right now. I mean, could it hurt? If there's no check valve in there right now, me installing this isn't going to change anything, because if there's no check valve, it's already boosting the crank. If there is a check valve, then me installing it, sure, it might do something. But instead of just plugging things in and just seeing if it works, I want to actually hook some gauges up and test this and get like actual results rather than speculating some sort of result. So I was just going to put this in and just kind of go with it and kind of be happy. Got the fender mount just because normally the catch can would mount right here, but this intake plenum, I guess that's what you call it, intake plenum right there, kind of blocks where that is. So if you do have a Procharger and you do want to do a catch can, you got to look at doing a fender mount to get that over there. But to keep all the testing and everything, I guess, clean, so to say, I don't want to get this all contaminated with oil and skew the results if something gets clogged or something like that. So let's keep this clean as it is right now. This is how it came from billet. There's the box it came from right there. But let's just keep this clean right now, and let's bring this over to RPM and get some testing done. And, you know, we can, I guess there's a smoke machine that we can pump through here and see where the air is going. He's got pressure gauges and everything like that, so we can test the pressure from the crank and all this other stuff. So instead of just making this a really simple video, let's get some scientific results on this, because like I said, this one was a base billet catch can with a fender mount, ran me $150 after shipping. The one from RPM is a little bit more expensive. A lot of people don't want to spend more than $100 on one of these things, but let's find out if it's worth spending the extra money for it. And I'm gonna lean towards, yeah, it's gonna be worth spending the extra money. But I'll continue this video. All right, it's gonna be a multi-part video, and we'll go from there. Anyways, thanks for tuning in right now. Wish I had a little bit more for you. Oh yeah, by the way, Happy New Year. I appreciate all you guys that have subscribed to me, staying with me through this tough time, you know, with my neck surgery and everything like that. I've been missing in action. My upload schedule has gone to whack. But anyways, I covered all that in another video. But I really want to start getting into this, so I want to be able to get this guy in here. I still want to take care of my exhaust, get those cutouts in there. We want to see if we can put a Hellcat exhaust system in this all-wheel drive RT. And I think Glenn's got some plans about an oil cooler system to put it in these cars. So I know he's designed some and installed it in a few other cars, but I'd love to get some actual tests on this car and show you guys some results on that. But anyways, stay tuned, guys. Like, subscribe, and let's get this upload schedule back to normal and start doing some real work on the car again.